Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, the cold weather certainly helping set the stage for what should be a physical primetime contest at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. They'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. The numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week: 14 carries, 62 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked to him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
Mahomes' throw complete to Freiermuth. And he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter, because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. This defense for the Steelers, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. You look at this Steeler defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
They've established themselves pretty well throughout this season, but boy, what a competitive group of people. They do not like that ranking they have now because they think that they're better, and they're out to prove it again in this game.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. It's a big loss of 5 there on 2nd down to bring up 3rd and goal.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
A first carry for Najee Harris. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. The Steelers at 11-2 now, and I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now because, to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
On first down, Griffin. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
1st and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. On the ground, it's Harris. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Slot man moves right. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Check 26, check 26. Switch.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the 1st drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Mahomes firing complete, and he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. These two teams all tied after 1. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. play action. Now it's Mahomes. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit and another first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Here's Mahomes to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. So 8 yards on the completion there, and now that sets up 3rd and 2. Mahomes now to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And trying to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. Now he gets free up the left sideline. And he'll get this all the way down to the Chiefs' 35-yard line. 77 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touching out a finger on him until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined. No one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Now a give, running left is Harris. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that. And that really chips away at your confidence.
Now they'll audible to something else. Here's Griffin. Right side to Williams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
He has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris, and they'll get him down right around the 16. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Here's Griffin. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
On 3rd down, Griffin. Wilson's got it complete. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 4th down. And his kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
They go play fake. Mahomes. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. That is caught. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that one's all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 40. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 32. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. To throw, it's Mahomes.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
This to the sideline and over everybody. Incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me. Now a 2nd and 10.
Now it's Mahomes again. That's into the hands of Morton over the middle. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Pat Freiermuth
from 4 yards out.
And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown.
Now Griffin on first down.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
They're running it. 54, come on, 54, come on.
Now it's Griffin. Flush to his right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
On second down, this is Harris. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Griffin. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
We have so many different terms for 3rd down, 3rd and short, 3rd and long, 3rd and manageable. How about 3rd and medium? Because that's what this one was. The defense looked like they had him hemmed in, but he gets away, evades the rush, and picks up just enough for the 1st down.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris.
There for the tackle was Trent McDuffie.
The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Now they'll throw it with Griffin. He gets it complete to Harris. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Griffin. Reaching up for it, and he's got it. George Pickens as the 1st half is winding down.
And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this 1st half.
So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the 2nd half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation where you try and get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the 2nd half.
Could be a big turnaround. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 17-14. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Amon-Ra St. Brown, well over 100 yards with 2 touchdown catches to boot. From there, let's get down to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Lamar Jackson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. And then on Monday night, folks, you are in for a treat. They've got a good one lined up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. George Pickens back out now with the rest of the offense.
You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, you know, allocating extra resources to try and stop a guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
83 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Eluding the pressure right.
That's going to be caught by Pickens.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make.
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now here's the call. Winds up a very good call there defensively to challenge that one, as that now will wind up an incomplete pass. Gibbs will try and pick it up.
And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and run for it. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
We're all still valiantly searching for the so-called book, right, that tells us what to do in every situation. Everyone kind of knows what it says, but it's never really been written down anywhere. He violated every code on that one, didn't he? Deciding to go for it right there.
Oh, yeah, your side of the field, this stage of the game, you're supposed to punt the football. He said, who cares? I'm going to light the book on fire.
Yeah, analytics, everyone else, be warned, he's coming for you.
Harris running straight ahead. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the screen. Pass. Mike's my board. Mike's my board. Mike's my board.
On 2nd down, Griffin escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Griffin to throw. Flush to his right.
Finds Gibbs on the check down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
From the shotgun, Griffin.
Throw over the middle. He finds Williams.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Griffin. That is caught. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 13-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And here he'll get it down to the 7.
101 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
Now Griffin. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming.
The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
From a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. Now Mahomes.
They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. Now here's Mahomes.
He'll drop this off to Pacheco.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Touchdown!
Isaiah Pacheco
from 17 yards out.
And the Chiefs have even the ball game with a chance to take the lead here in the final minute of this third quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will put them on top here in the third. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, That's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. 67 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Hand off now to Gibbs. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Well, you know they had a third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
On 1st and 10, it's Griffin. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll throw on first down with Griffin.
Now a short pass pulled in by Washington.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
2nd and 5.
They'll run. Here's Harris. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 8. Another run for Gibbs here.
And he'll go down at the 28. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Throwing now, Griffin on first down. Being chased out left. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Jamison Williams, 28 yards. And the Steelers answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. But plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown on the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 6-point game. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was Jameson Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On play action, it's Mahomes.
That one caught by Rice.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. He's now just 3 yards shy of 197 yards receiving on the contest and a 1st down.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco. He's got it to the 43 here.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he'll get this pretty close to a 1st down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 38.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Mahomes now on 1st down.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
They have their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Flushed out right. There he goes, right side. And Mahomes picking up the first as he slides and hits the deck. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and a PAT for the lead. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. It's a loss of 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
The 1st and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Mahomes to throw.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. Steps away to his left. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And the officials here are going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Joey Porter Jr.
And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. They picked it in the end zone. They're glad he brought it out all the way across midfield into enemy territory.
And don't think for a second that some teammates didn't tell him to stay in the end zone, right? What he did there, to me, was the equivalent of baseball running through the third base coach's signal to stop at third.
It's only good if you're safe.
And he ended up, to me, this counts as safe. That's a great return.
Trying the left side with Gibbs. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
They'll go again with Gibbs. And Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
On the give, this is Harris.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Griffin to throw.
Got an open man, it's Pickens.
And in for the Steelers touchdown.
George Pickens.
His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Steelers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now stands at 13. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And he returns this to the 22.
Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 13. A minute 47 on the clock. Field goals, useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order.
Mahomes. That's to Freiermuth. Now 2nd and 4. Mahomes. Here's Freiermuth again. Mahomes.
Going right side here, and that's complete.
Here's 2nd down. Here's Mahomes.
That'll be caught by Rice.
2 timeouts remaining, but time is of the essence. Down 2 scores. It's 1st and 10.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Here's 2nd and 7. Mahomes to throw it.
And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Mahomes will throw.
He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And this is 4-down territory here. They know down 2 scores at this late stage, 10-yard passes aren't going to do it. So they took the shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Mahomes. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Here's 1st and 10.
And again, it's Mahomes. We'll get this out to Barkley, complete.
Scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. I'd like to be those defensive coaches, though. That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Pittsburgh, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, the season is really nosediving now as they fall to 2-12. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.
The Steelers earn the win at home as we say so long from Pittsburgh.